everyone, today's model question is a landform related question, forts, right? There are different landforms created by different geomorphic agents like running water, or it can be glacier or waves and current or groundwater, right? So these kind of different geomorphic agents can create different landforms. Okay, so you might be given one specific landform and you will be asked, which geomorphic agent creates this landform. Or you can expect a pair type of question. On one side you will be given the landforms and on the right side you will be given the geomorphic agents, right? So you will be asked to find out which one is correctly matched or paired. So same way when you are studying this physical geography, right, the landforms and evolution, that part of the NCERT, the main question you have to expect from that particular module, right, chapter, the landforms and evolution, is you have to understand each of landforms and how they are created. I mean, mainly you have to understand which geomorphic agent creates them. Anyway, today's question is related with forts. Forts means the high cliff, and in between we are having a deep, narrow inlet of sea, and this kind of landforms we call it as forts. So the question itself, forts, a long, narrow, deep inlet of the sea between high cliff, are formed under the erosional action of which of the geomorphic agent, right? So this is a real life picture of a fort formations, and the forts, they are mainly formed over the mid latitude regions, or the, you can say, high latitude regions, like the Norway or like Greenland or like the Western Europe and these places, right? And so simply fort means high cliff, and in between we'll be having a deep, narrow inlet of sea, right? So the Norway is famous for fort formations, and recently, right, in 2017, almost towards November, the fort formations were in news. Okay, not related with Norway, rather than related with the Greenland. The Greenland ice cap is melting, right, due to the climate change and related impacts, right? And due to this melting of Greenland, the fort formations there are being affected, right? And for that reason, it was in news. Okay, so this is a Google satellite image of Norway, and here you can find the deep, narrow inlets of fort formations, right? So this usually happens in the glaciated regions. As you can see in this picture, right? Imagine these regions covered with the glacier, and the erosional action of this glacier is that it will be carrying away large chunk of mass from these crustal regions. Like if you look at the erosion of a river erodes by sedimentation. Bit by bit it carries the rocks as sediments, right? But unlike this, the glacier, it erodes the crustal regions and it carries huge chunk of mass from the crustal regions, right? So initially we are having a glacier, and when the glacier is melting, it will be eroding the larger crustal pieces, right, masses of the crust, and then we will be having huge U-shaped depressions. And in some other video we have covered this U-shaped valley, right, which is formed by the glacier. And when these kind of U-shaped valleys, when they are near to the coastal areas, to the seas, right, the oceans, these U-shaped valleys will get filled by the glacier water or the melted water or the sea itself, right? So in this way, in the coastal regions, in the glaciated regions, due to the glacier erosion, we'll be having U-shaped valleys, and when they get filled with the sea water, and such landforms we call it as fort formations. In this picture, like almost similar kind of picture, right, you can see a main glacier, and when it is eroding off, when it is melting off, right, that's when the glacier moves, by melting. And when the glacier is melting, large pieces of mass will be eroded away, and we'll be having U-shaped valleys. And if these regions are close to the oceans, they will get filled with the seas, and thus we call it as fort formations. Another picture of fort formation, right? You can see high cliff, and in between we are having inlet of sea. So coming back to the question, fort, a long, narrow, deep inlet of sea between high cliff, are formed under the erosional action of glacier, right? So here answer comes out as B, which is glacier. Forts, they are formed by the erosional action of glaciers.